Tier here from Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. Question for the Game of Thrones fans out there, who is so sad that the whole entire series has come to an end? I am. This soap is going to be a Game of Thrones inspired soap. I'm not going to go into any spoilers or any of my thoughts on like how the show is going or has ended. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone, but this is one of many Game of Thrones soaps that I'm going to be doing on this channel. I did an unboxing a few videos ago and I showed you all a little haul of fragrances that I got from Wholesale Supplies Plus. They've released like 20 different Game of Thrones inspired fragrances, and of course I'm like, I have to get a bunch of them because I can put Game of Thrones on it and I'm like, oh, gotta have it. But I was contacted by Renee at Soaps for Love and she said, hey, let's do a collaboration. I saw that you got the Game of Thrones fragrances and I went and bought all the Game of Thrones fragrances, and she's not even finished the whole entire series. Last I talked to her, she wasn't like very obsessed with the show like I am, but I thought it would be a fun little collaboration. The requirements for this soap are to use the same fragrance. We're going to be using the Winterfell fragrance, and we are going to be doing an embed inside of the soap, so whether it is a soap column or something you carve or sculpt or just something that's made out of soap that is embedded inside of the soap. Those are the requirements. So I'm really excited to see what she comes out with, and I'm telling you guys, this is like one of the most time-intensive soaps that I've ever made. This is going to be the most detailed soap out of all of the Game of Thrones inspired soap. Very limited edition. Not doing this one again. But let's get started. Let's make a Winterfell inspired soap. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to make the soapy in bed, and honestly, I don't even know if this is going to turn out. I have it pictured in my head. As usual, it's kind of like, it might look good, I might get what I want, but we'll see. So I am going to create the tree bark of the weirwood tree first. I'm going to pour in my sodium lactate, lye, distilled water, and some titanium dioxide in there. And I'm going to give that a whirl. And then I'm going to be putting this into my small 3-pound molds, but I'm only going to be filling them up halfway. But let's give this a whirl. And before I split it up, I'll show you the fragrance. It is called Winterfell. It says it contains 1% vanillin and that it can discolor to a light tan, and I don't want that. So I added just a little teeny tiny bit of vanilla color stabilizer from Brambleberry in there, hoping that does the trick on top of all the titanium dioxide that I added. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in my fragrance. The notes of this, it says it's a scent of heavy smoke lingers. After fire was set at the Battle of Winterfell, crisp winter air also wafts through the field, completed with cooling aromas of frosted birch, snow-dusted evergreen trees. And it's a very smoky fragrance, and I like it a lot. Out of the bottle, it was a little weird, but I got some on my hand, and when I just rubbed that in and smelt my hand, it smelled really good, so don't trust it out of the bottle. I'm going to mix this up. It's turning a lovely color there. In this little guy, I have some platinum mica from Soapbox Micas, and I just want to add a little teeny tiny bit of that platinum into the soap and kind of create like a tree bark, since the weirwood tree is mostly white, but gotta have a little definition in there. So I'll give this a whirl, pour some into here, and then we'll start pouring into the mold. Okay, although that behavior of the fragrance was really great as far as it stayed very liquidy, it didn't rise or accelerate, I don't like this yellowish color that it's giving me. It's like no matter how much titanium dioxide I put in there, it's still kind of yellow. Hopefully it goes back to white. That is what I am praying to the old gods for because I don't want a yellow tray. But if not, I'm just going to work with it. So I'm going to start by pouring in just a little bit of this gray into this main batter, kind of like a little in the pot swirl. I'm going to save some of it. I'm going to give this, oops, let go. I'm going to give it a little swirl. And I'm going to start pouring, and I'm going to only fill up about halfway. Put a little more gray in there. Make sure each one has an even amount of gray in there so it's all the same color. Pour that in. I don't know if I'm going to use all of that gray because I am going just for a little bit of that gray color in here. I don't want it to take over the whole entire design. But, okay. Wipe that down. So maybe I'll just drop it from way up high and take my chopstick in there and add a little bit of definition to it. Chopstick. Okay. I'm going to just do this motion to it. And then I'm going to let this sit, and I'll come back tomorrow to unmold it and somehow manage to make it look like a tree. We will see. Okay, back with the second part of this Game of Thrones soap. There is 3 parts, so lots of hard work going into the soap. I think that's the most I've ever sculpted or shaped a soap in my life. It will be worth it though. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, add my lye to my oils here, give this a mix. And this is going to fill in the rest of my mold around that weirwood tree. Let's go ahead and mix this up. I have some pewter silver mica that I'm going to be using as well. And that's all going to be the rest of it, except you'll see. Okay, let me give this a mix. Okay, so I've poured off about half of that batter into a smaller bowl because I want to use the other half of that batter to make up some soap dough for future Game of Thrones soaps. I've also added in my fragrance in here and my colorant, and I chose this color. I was having some difficulty of creating the color that I wanted, obviously because that fragrance oil doesn't keep white. It turns it like an off-white, almost yellow, and I don't want that color to also blend into the tree. So I was thinking about how dark that episode 3 was, and then I thought, since it's such a big scene of where this whole entire tree ending came in, I won't spoil it for anyone, I thought it also had to be a dark soap. So using the pewter green in here, got my fragrance in, going to give this a mix. Alright, so I have my sculpted tree bark inside of my mold, and I'm going to take my batter and just pour it in on the sides and on top of it just to fill in everything. I'm really intrigued to see what Renee makes because she admitted she had never seen the Game of Thrones series until recently because her family is really big into it, so she doesn't know too much about the series. So I'm wondering what she's going to come up with. She's not like a fanatic like I am, but it's going to be really fun to see how she designs her soap. And so I'm going to scrape out the rest of this into the side here. And then I'll probably make up a little bit of batter just to put into this little crevice here and fill that in. So the trenches are all filled in, and I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours, and then I'm going to cut it, and then when I come back I'm going to make up some piping so that I can put some leaves on it. But we're going to cut it first and then pipe it, and it's been a while since I have piped on a cut soap. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's cut into this and see how it turned out. You can see it's getting a little humid and hot in Maryland right now because the arm on my cutter has gotten really stiff. But we're going to make it work for right now until I can loosen it up. So this is not supposed to be a perfect tree because trees aren't perfect, right? I really wanted this to be like knobbly and pretty gnarly looking, and I think I have managed to do that. I am going to get my icing together, and we're going to pipe some leaves on here, like the little red leaves that are going to cover this. And I might attempt a face on there. I don't know if I am that skilled, but I will try it, and if it works out, I will show you guys and do that with all of them. But that is my embed for this challenge. And next, we're going to decorate it. So I am quite happy with how that turned out. Yes, it was a lot of work, but hello phone, I am in the middle of a video. But it was worth it because I really think once I get that leaf piping on there, it will all come together. So let's get that started. Alright, let's get the show on the road. I have mixed up some soap batter and I let it sit so that I can pipe on these leaves. I mixed together this fire cider mica and this really red mica by Nurture, and I got this pretty auburn, fiery looking color, and I'm really happy with it. So then I've put that into an icing bag, and I have a leaf tip on here, a very small leaf tip. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start piping on some leaves, starting on the front of this to look like a branch or a bow, a bough. What is the word that I'm looking for? A bow? Tree bough, right? Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over on top and start piping on the top of this. Hopefully you guys can see that. I've tried everything with my lighting. I have like every single light on in here. I have the windows open. It's a sunny day, but it just seems like there isn't enough light. So I'm just going to put these leaves all over it, and I might attempt the faces. If I do, I'll leave it at the end of this video. I'm also going to be leaving a video at the end of this of an unboxing of a subscription box that I got by Riddle's Tea Shop. They feature a lot of teas, obviously, in their shop. And they do a lot of fandom teas, blends from like Harry Potter, Doctor Who. I don't know, there's a lot of them in there. But they just recently released a Game of Thrones collection. And I, of course, had to have it. But it's not just any subscription box, it's a game. They figured since there's only a handful or two of characters left on the show that they would play a little game, and somebody is going to win at the end on the show and then with the teas. So you get points, you get 5 random tea bags, and you get points for who lives, who dies, and who gets the throne. And so at the end you add up your points and then you send them in, and whoever has the most points win. And these teas are very, very detailed. The blends in them, the artwork on them. She based them off of different board games like Life and Candyland and Clue, and it was just really clever. Okay, I'm getting off view here, but that I think looks good. And so I'm just going to continue piping all of these leaves all over this tree, like so. I like it. What else? Oh, the tea shop is located in Baltimore. Well, her Etsy shop, and she is located in Baltimore. You can't actually go to a shop for hers. And I've discovered her in my Crate boxes that I've gotten. She's been featured in there quite a few times, and I've become addicted to her teas. And, you know, put fandom on something and I'm all over it. Obviously, I make soaps because I love fandoms. It could be candy, it could be chips, it could be alcohol, it could be cookies. You put a fandom on there and I'm like, oh, gotta have it. So give me fandom teas, give them all to me. Well, I gotta say, I'm thinking this is looking like a weirwood tree to me. And I can't wait to see what Renee comes up with. If you guys like these kind of collaborations, let me know. There is a really, really big collaboration coming up this week as well. So it's all about collaborations this week. So stay tuned for that. Also, I'll be doing more Game of Thrones soaps. Not as detailed as this guy, but just as fun, just as cool. This one's just extra special. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it again because it was so much work, but it was fun to do. I'm happy to be able to experiment with things. I am capable of having the time to do that, so this is what the outcome is. So stay tuned, guys. I will do that unboxing. If I figure out these faces, I will let you know. I will also put that at the end of the video. And I'm just going to continue piping on all of these tree soaps. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to go over and check out Renee's channel and see what she did for her Game of Thrones soap. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. New to the channel? Think about subscribing. There's lots of Game of Thrones soaps coming on, lots of fandom soaps coming up as well, lots of collaborations. Thank you so much for joining me today. And any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I'll smell you later. Mailman just came, and I've been waiting a long time for this package. I get really excited when I hear the mailman. I don't know about you guys, but I can hear him coming. When he pulls into my street, I know the sound of the mailman and his truck. So I like look out the window and I stalk him like, is he gonna give me any packages? So finally came. This box is adorable. I don't even think I can throw that away. I'm going to keep that forever. She just does a wonderful job on her packaging. The teas are really delicious. She puts thought and care and her artistic, like, magic abilities. I'm telling you, she puts them into these teas. I have tried some of her other teas before, and I'll just show you a few of those. This one is called the Quibbler. She does a lot of Harry Potter inspired teas. I also have like cauldron cakes, and it has notes. Look, you think I got like fragrances here. It's got chocolate, chai, caramel, and almond are some of the flavors that are in the tea. This one came in an Crate box. I've gotten lots and lots of teas in my Crate box. They feature her a lot. And then she also comes out occasionally with different themes of box, like this Game of Thrones one. So this is the day after episode 3 of the big battle of Winterfell. So I am a little disappointed that I got this the day after the episode aired. So I already know who's died, and I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone. I'm just going to open it up and keep my lips sealed. But I wanted to open it up and at least show you guys the different teas that came in it. Ooh, I love these squigglies. Okay, so there's other bonus items in here as well. This is really pretty. Look at that. She made like the weirwood tree from Game of Thrones into like a Candyland type design, and it's on a pin. So random characters are in here. I don't know which ones are which. They're just kind of like thrown in there. So I have here, this looks like it's Arya, Stark, and flavors. It says it is gingerbread, chestnut, caramel, ginger, orange, cinnamon, cocoa nibs, chocolate, vanilla. That sounds delicious. And then we have Sansa Stark. I guess it's like a theme I see here. It is a theme of all the different Monopoly Candyland characters that are kind of like Game of Thrones and Candyland combined. So this is Sansa Stark, supposed to be Princess Lolly. And then the flavors, I guess, are also supposed to be Candyland themed. Black tea, white tea, Rubios apple pieces, cream flavor, blueberries, hibiscus, strawberry flavor, rose petals, blue cornflowers, rose flavor with freeze-dried strawberry and marigold flowers. So that one. And we have Samwell Tarly as Grandma Nut. Poor Sam. That's so funny looking. Honeybush tea, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, cinnamon, banana flavored. I like banana tea. Call me weird, but I like banana tea. Marigold and chestnuts. We got Jon Snow as Mr. Mint. Green tea, Assam Melody, black tea, orange, spice, cinnamon, vanilla, ginger, apple pieces. And then we have Tyrion. I love all these characters. Tyrion, I think, is my favorite, but this is supposed to be Tyrion Lannister's Professor Plum. And black tea, natural spice flavor, cinnamon, orange, apple pieces, caramel flavored, caramel apple flavored, ginger, cloves, cardamom, and cinnamon. So these are the characters that I have here. I am in love with this pen, you guys. It is so sparkly too. I like enamel pens, I just can't help it. And we've got some die pieces. I'm sure there's directions in this. Yeah, it's a game, and I'm sure I have to read the directions on how I'm supposed to play it. So, and I didn't. And then it comes with this really cute piece of artwork that she draws. So that makes this even more special, that she makes the teas and then she draws all the labels and designs everything. So she's just so talented, you guys. I'm going to leave the link to her shop below and her Instagram. She's always coming out with new stuff. So even if you don't like Game of Thrones, I mean, she does Harry Potter things and I don't know, lots of fandom stuff, lots of fandom teas. So check her out. And even just her artwork is really pretty too. Cool beans. Alright, if I win anything, I'll let you know.